On the last episode, I started to tackle the door bottoms to the Grand National. And on both of these openings, we had 4-foot long gaps where the seams just were not connecting. So had to remove all of the rust and rejoin the bottom of the door. Also made some progress on the quarter panel, getting all that pulled out. And we ended it by taking a look at the newly painted door jambs, which look amazing. You can barely tell that anything happened there. So I do want to take a step back and show you guys what the other side of the door looked like and breaking down the doors. So here goes. All right, hey everybody. So I have the rush repair pretty much done. Waiting for this final coat of fiberglass to dry and cure, and then I'll come back with the filler and smooth everything out. This regulator I could not get working, so I'm going to start to break down this window, remove the glass, get to a point where I could possibly remove the regulator unit. So I hate to, especially since I'm dealing with rivets here, but it's got to come out. So I'll get going on that and throw you on time lapse in this really cool view. So the Turbo Buick forms have saved me a lot of time and effort. These dimples right here, 1, 2, and this raised circular area. These are where the bolts for the regulator motor. So if I drill out those holes, I'll be able to access it without having to drill out these rivets. Which is great because I actually started drilling out these rivets and they were not coming out easy. So thankfully I did some research. So you'll see me start to tackle these now. All right, so I got it out. I'm going to bench test it real quick and dead. Okay. So I'll find a replacement, get that installed. Lubricate the tracks and make sure everything is smooth for reassembly. All right, so I got the passenger side door flipped over. Just taking a look at what we got to do. This one is in a lot better shape than the other side as far as like body lines and body work to do. I'm going to remove this trim piece. Going for the cleaner look. Don't really need it here. Some fiberglass came through, so I'll grind that down, get everything nice and smooth there. Grind some of these other areas. I'm gonna have to build up this lip right here because I'm seeing that there's like a little recess from where the panels join. And then got a soft spot over here, so I'll grind that back, see what's in there, and put it out. So the joys of more body work. All right, so I have one dent there, one ding here, and then of course the rust repair along the bottom to fix. So here goes. Okay, so the face of this door is the worst, right? So we have soft here, few dents, a lot of pitting, big dent here, gouge, just cracking paint all over, and of course, near the bottom we got all that in a little hole there. Some try to get it to look like the rest of it, and yeah, you can actually see that crease coming here. So we'll beat that down. Try to make a good panel out of this. That entire area was caved in. It's at least I got the body line somewhat back. There's still a dent right in here. You can see the outline there, but I can fill that area really easily. Make sure I keep the body line, and everything else should just be a skim coat. And of course, we still have the Swiss cheese areas to fill in, but coming together. Hopefully by the end of day today, we'll have all of this looking presentable, kind of like this. We'll be ready for a primer, sealer, and off we go. To be honest, when I first started grinding on this door, I was regretting my decision to save them. I may still have some of those moments, to be quite honest with you, but right now everything is filled in. Checking for levelness and everything all over. Everything looks good. I've gotten better with my body lines. I usually use green or yellow painter's tape, but actually ran out, so I was using duct tape in a pinch, and it kind of held its own. So I came out with a really sharp line. I sanded it down to match this other side. Paint will tell, but I'm thinking I'm in pretty good shape. So once this dries, I'll do final sand before we use filler primer. Then we'll get the sealer on, and we can finally move over to base coat. So it's coming together slowly but surely. All right, so this is after the latest filler primer. Looks good, feels good. We'll get down to block sanding, make sure everything looks nice and straight. All right, so filled in pretty much all the substantial crevices and about ready to spray my first layer of primer on, first 2 coats anyway. So there's going to be, just like the doors, rattle can primer, then we're gonna go sealer, and then we'll go base coat. So there it goes. Okay, so I want to finish up on this door. So I found a lot of waviness in there. I think I was just in an initial rush to get kind of far on it. If you really look at the body line, you can see how it kind of dips out, out to in, to back out again. So I want to make sure all that is straight. And it's kind of on both sides too, so spraying with just a little bit of black paint was able to see all of that a little bit easier. So here I go. Okay, so here is the hood for the Grand National. I'm gonna blow out everything and make sure that we get as much out of here as possible. But some of the biggest areas that we gotta contend with is right here, right there. Just cleaning up over here and right here. We'll treat everything to make sure, you know, the rust is inhibited, so on and so forth. I already bent out this release lever, and this is how I got it, guys. Don't shoot me, but yeah, this is we'll have to find a way to remove that old latch. I already got the new one, so it should be pretty easy. I'm just gonna get rid of all of the bugs and debris out of here, and we can get started on repairing some of this inner structure. All right, so we got a few layers of fiberglass down on the roughest areas. We'll let that set up, see how it goes, and we'll reapply a second layer if needed. Well, a second set of layers. More to come. All right, so here is the business side of it. So there's a good crease right along there. You can actually see a couple of spots here where it's dented. Got some rust. And if you notice a little bit, it's higher than the rest of the panel. So let's do some work there. And on this side, dent, ding. I thought it was gonna be easy, but of course nothing ever really is. So a new hood is probably about 600. If I get anything used, I know it's going to be close to in the same condition. So I'm just gonna roll with it. It doesn't need to be perfect. My wife always says perfection is the enemy of good. So I just figure while I'm at it, I might as well get it the best I can get it to look. So let's get it. All right, so I did a little bit of off-camera work. The old fender is over here. Huge cave-in over there. Big dent over there. Got some rust on it too. So that's what that side looks like right now. But went on Facebook and I got a $75 fender that's pretty straight. I hate recreating body lines, so even though this does have more rust on it than the other one, it's still a win in my book. So I will grind all this down, treat it, and thankfully I'll be done with this soon. So got the hood on here. The primer has dried. I'll take another look, make sure there's no shadows or anything else. And yeah, we're making progress this weekend. All right, next morning, and all of these dents and things are filled nice and smooth now. So I'm gonna flip it back over, look on the other side, see how that fiberglass dried up, apply my second layer. And I also got everything filled in, well, almost everything filled in over on that side. I still have a decision to make about the antenna hole. I may fill it for a sleeker look. May try to find a stubby antenna. It's a game day decision. We'll see. Hey, how's it going, everybody? So I'm going to try to get the car out the garage, take a good look at it outside, remove some parts really quickly, and just clean up inside the garage a little bit, make it a little bit easier to move around. So let's see if the Grand National starts up, if it runs, if it moves, all that. Okay, so here is what she looks like outside. Awfully dusty, yes. But in a little bit better condition from the last time she was outside, so making progress slowly but surely. Let me get the shop cleaned up. We can dust this off a little bit. And my goal for this weekend is to try to get a little bit closer to paint. So if I can get this totally prepped for paint, I would call it a successful weekend. So, let's see what we can do. All right, so it's the next day. I got everything coated and looking over the body to see what I need to do next. Like I said earlier, my goal is to have bodywork done by the end of the weekend. And here are the remaining things. So there's a scrape right in here. Of course, you got to repair that fiberglass on this drip rail. There's that thing, that hole, and this dent that I'm gonna try to bring out. This crack that I'll try to repair as well. And on the other side, there's a similar ding. So, right there, you can see that dent right there, and a scrape that comes all the way up here. And then of course, you saw me remove that yesterday. Just gotta get rid of all the residue and fill it in. So, it's looking a little better now. It's one color. Getting a little bit closer, just a little bit closer. I'll throw you guys on time lapse. All right, I'll give you a quick tour on my updates. I still have to fill in this area right up here, but there was a hole that I got filled in there. Rust treated the entire area around there. A couple of rust spots that were there as well. Filled in this area, just got to grind it down. Still have to fill in over here after I treat it, of course. Got that crease built up, so we'll just knock it down. We'll be good over there. Fill number 2 on this rear hatch area. And over on the far side, we have this area. Just gotta knock that down. And I started to do the edges around that quarter panel. Just gotta finish up, so. Here goes time lapse. Hopefully we can get through it all today. All right, so pretty much just gotta pound that down. We'll be good there. Got a second layer over here, so I'll grind that down. I was cleaning up this edge area just to try to get ready for inevitably painting the entire side. And knocked all this down, so that's pretty smooth. And I have a final coat along here. Everything on that other side is done, so. We're nearing completion, guys. Bodywork is almost done. I cannot wait for it to be over with. They say painting is hard. Painting is the easy part. Getting it to paint is the most difficult part. Every panel on this car has been touched in some way, shape, or another. Even panels that I bought and I thought were great, we've had to do some work on, so. Oh yeah, and also I've grinded this this panel next to the trunk down, so it's all coming together. We're almost there. All right, so we are finally done. For real this time. Nice and smooth. Nice and smooth. Nice and smooth. All along there, nice and smooth. So we have to prep this garage for sealer and for paint, which involves a lot of dust removal. But I'll end the video right here. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will talk to you all in the next one.